Hello friends, I am Himanshu Tripathi, Incubation Manager and Head CTTIA at High Tech Institute of Engineering and Technology, Ghaziabad. And today we are going to present our webinar on chatbots. That is the webinar. This webinar is a part of our three webinar series on entrepreneurship development. Today's session is going to be a bit technical, and today's session is going to be presented by Mr. Nitesh Srivastav. He is Customer Success Manager at Oracle Bangalore, and I would like to welcome Nitesh. And Nitesh, you can continue your session.
Okay. In current world scenario, everything is running as a business. So, as a business, you will need to offer few products or services, and then attract more customers, which will convert your services or your product into uh, dollar value or the money value, and the same money value you will be putting in the business to grow your business, and then again attract more business, more customers, and increase your revenue. So this is the whole cycle in a nutshell, how the business runs and how they make money. So is that so simple? No. As if you think that as a CEO there is nothing much to worry about, then it may be a wrong perception. Because as a leadership role or as a CEO, you have to think all the aspects of your business. So a business cannot be like it includes basically how you fulfill your customers requirement using supply chain, or how you enable your employees using human capital, or how you uh, try to uh, mobilize your resources using ERP. But ultimately your revenue generation is coming from your customers, so that's how you want to maintain your relationship with the customer. So CRM is one of the pillars of your business. CRM is customer relationship management, where you identify your customers, know about your customers, make the strategies which aligns to their need, and then look for their higher satisfaction by serving them in an efficient way. And then if your customer is satisfied and happy, of course they will give you more business and more value, more money value. So actually CRM contains three pillars: sales, marketing, and customer services. If you ask me 10 years back, uh, what was the most important part of CRM, so I will say it's a sales and marketing, because you want to get new customers for a product. So you have to go for a good marketing strategies, and you have to sell your products or offerings in a broad way, so that you get more and more and new customers. But if you ask me now, customer service has been a vital role in your CRM. Why? Because if you retain your customers, so it may cost you less than the sales and marketing cost. And if you give a good customer services, so there will be a mouth campaigning for you, where you can get more and more customers due to your old customers. So that's where the customer service has been a uh, integral part of the CRM. So today's our topic of discussion is chatbots. So chatbots belongs to customer service primarily. I won't say it's not part of sales and marketing, because we can use the chatbots in sales and marketing also. But customer services, it's going to be a biggest beneficiary of the chatbots. So going forward, you will come to know that how why I am saying this. So this is me. My name is Nitesh Srivastav, and currently I'm working with Oracle as a customer success manager. And my main KPI is the customer services. How my customers are satisfied. You can reach me with this LinkedIn. Next, the customer service, basically what is customer service is information sharing and the feedback mechanism. So what I meant to say is, let's say you have a business and you want to tell your customers about your business, about your products, about your offerings. So it is it will happen because of the information sharing. Unless you share the information, the world will not be knowing what you are giving. And then once you sold your services or a product offerings to your customer, ultimately their feedback matters. How satisfied, or how the adoption of the product is. So until as information sharing and feedback mechanism not in the place, believe me, as a business you're not going to grow. So these two things, information sharing and feedback, can be achieved by various ways. It may be over phone. You can always pick up a phone and call to your customers for campaigning or for telling about your products and offerings, or you can always request your customers to pick up a phone and give you feedback. Uh, mm, uh, Through emails also you can communicate your services, and then through emails also you can receive the feedbacks. Nowadays everybody is having mobile phones, so nowadays companies are using webs or mobile apps for information sharing and the collecting the feedback. In-person visit, of course, it was a one of the mode of sales and service, but nowadays I don't think so. No company or no customer would like to go door to door, or no company will want their customers to visit their stores until unless it is very necessary. So you see, every mode of customer service comes with a uh, huge cost, I will say. Yeah. So because let's take example of phones. So you have to set up the logistics like telephone system. You have to put the agents who are going to uh, get the calls from the customer, receive the calls from the customer, and then you have to put the people who are going to do the campaign for you. So this actually includes a lot of cost. Even if you go through email mode also, so you have to put the people who are going to read the email and then try to analyze what is the sentiment of the customer, how it is feeling, and all these things. So that's what the chatbots nowadays are playing a key role, at least for sharing the information. And yes, they can work for as a feedback mechanism also, because chatbots are very vital nowadays. So they are helping in reducing the cost also. Next, what is chatbot? So chatbots are, you can say, they are trained programs which try to imitate the human interactions. So as a customer, if I'm talking to a chatbot, I won't feel that I'm talking to a particular machine or a chatbot. It will sense my context, what I am talking about, and then it will understand my emotions also. So you can see a nice chatbot from the Nike. uh, See, it's it's responding. So there's nobody sitting behind the mobile and responding to the particular customer, but it's a machine. Now, why chatbots? Because we are investing this time in learning the chatbot, so you should know why chatbots are required. So the very first point is, you can see the 67% of the consumers worldwide use a chatbot for customer support in the past year. So that means 67% of the customers, or the consumers, or the end users, have preferred to use chatbots. Next, 95% of the consumer believe that customer service is going to be the major beneficiary of the chatbot. So that's what I was telling, three pillars of the CRM: sales, marketing, and service. So customer service is going to be biggest beneficiary of the chatbot. That's the 95% of people think about. Then 40% of consumer do not care whether a chatbot is a real or human. So, for example, let's say I want an information. Let's say I want to unlock my iPhone. So it's a standard procedure. So I don't want to call, or I don't want to write to the customer care again and again, and they will guide me through it. So rather than that, I will have a chatbot. I will talk to chatbot, and since it is a routine question, so chatbot will respond us with the detailed steps, and then I follow. And so you see, this makes my life easy, even the Apple's life easy. Their their agents or resources can be used for some other purpose. Next, 85% of the all customers interactions will be handled without a human agent by 2020. So uh, it's just a prediction. So it may or it may not, but that's what the survey says. Next, chatbot can help business save on customer service cost by speeding up response times and answering up to 80% of the routine questions. So, okay, as I took the example of unlocking the iPhone, so there might be many routine questions that customers ask. So the every customer comes with may come with the same questions every time. So just imagine if your resources or your agents are busy with answering the routine questions, so it's going to be difficult. So you are not utilizing your resources up to the max. So that's what chatbot helps them to, like, reducing 80% of the routine questions. Few stats, like, what are the top benefits of the chatbots according to customers? It's a survey. So customer says that 64% customer says that it's a 24-hour service, so it's very good. We get an instant response, and then we get the routine questions answers very easily. Easy communication, just type or just click on the help, you will get what to write and what response you will get. And it's a friendliness and approachability, like, it understands your emotions also. So if you are not happy, if you are happy, you can put the chatbot, and then chatbot will respond according to that. Acceptance of the chatbots by various industries. So online retail, like Amazon, Flipkart, or the healthcare, telecommunication. BFSI is something they are widely adopting this chatbot. I have seen my first chatbot in my ICICI bank. Then 10% of the governments also using the chatbots now. So just a survey. Okay, let's come to the main topic. What are the chatbots platforms that can be used to develop the chatbots? So there are quite a few. I have listed four of them here. Microsoft Luis, it is offered by Microsoft. Rasa NLU, so it's a Rasa company. And then Amazon Lex, it's a Amazon's chatbot. And then Google Dialogflow. So this Google Dialogflow is given by acquired by Google, I would say. So earlier it was called API.ai. Next, what are the important components of the chatbot? So mainly chatbots are all of the chatbots. Maybe every chatbot has a different names, but they are the baseline of any chatbot are these, like intent, what a user want to say. Okay, so what he's intending to say is called the intent. So it can be a list, it can be a long list where what is we never know. Every individual comes with a different kind of interpretation what they want to say. So that's where the natural language processing or AI comes into the picture, where you need not to just write. If user says this, you do this, user say that, do that. So it's just training of based on your the words, the machine will be trained. What is entity? Entity is nothing but the reusable components. When I show you the demo, it will be more clear to you. So entity is something, if something is something from the same category is coming again and again. Let's say I want to know the weather of India, or weather of Pakistan, or weather of UK, or even weather of Indian states like Delhi or let's say Bihar. So what it can do, we can configure these places as a state or place entity, and then every time when it comes, we will map to the entity. And we need not to write if and else conditions for everything, like if countries or if place is equal to India, if place is equal to state, if place is equal to Delhi, kind of thing. So it's just a way to utilize the reusability of the component. Fulfillments are used to set up and execute any external event. Let's say you want to get a data from some other database, or you want to get a data from some other web services APIs. So that's where the fulfillment will be used. Integrations are nothing but various platforms that should be integrated with you with this chatbot. It may be Telegram or Slack or a Messenger, or even though in your website, if you want to embed this chatbot, so this integration will be used. Response, ultimately what you want to show as a response text to your customer. Let's say I saw weather in Delhi. So what is the weather in Delhi? So the weather may be 32 degrees centigrade, or humidity is this much, or wind speed will be this much. So all these things will be collected data and show it as a response to your end users. My favorite platform, okay, I'll say, if you have time and if you have passion about chatbot, you go and try out various platforms. You will definitely enjoy it. My favorite is Google Dialogflow, because I have spent most of the time with it. Configuration wise, it is relatively easy. Even fulfillment configurations, like getting the data from the external database or websites. If you know Node.js and Python, up to some extent, you will not feel that difficult. Dialogflow, this is the best one. The Dialogflow gives you out of box support, integration support for many platforms. I have just listed few here, like WebDemo, Dialogflow Messenger, uh, Facebook Messenger, Slack, Twitter, Telegram. But there is a list. There's a huge list that Dialogflow supports. For this Dialogflow, we have ample documentation and online tutorials that are available. So that's why this makes Dialogflow uh, a very favorite for me. So thanks. Now it's a demo time. So I'll just open a session and Dialogflow session and show you how it works. You need to just type googleflow cloud.com or google.com. So you can sign it with your own email address if you have Gmail. Uh, I guess everybody has Gmail nowadays. So once it logs in, we will be going to a landing page. So this is the whole workspace for a Google Dialogflow. Uh, the very first thing you need to see here is this one, where this is called the agents. Agents is nothing but you can relate it with the person sitting behind the mobile as an agent who is going to respond. So every chatbot is a different agent. So whenever you are creating a new chatbot, you need to create a new agent. So I have created few. I will just show you the COVID agent. The first thing is intent. As I said, what intent is, what user want to say. So let's say I'll just open the COVID case intent. So I will configure what user can ask, like daily cases, total world data. So whatever I can think, or it can be trained later also, based on the various customer asks. So I'll configure those intents. So whenever customer enters any query, so this will match to which data, which intent it is going to be matched, and then based on this intent will be invoked. Now what will happen in this intent? There are few action. Okay, let me go through entities first. So as I said, entities are nothing but uh, reusable components. Let's say state name. Okay, I have configured few state names like AP for this, AR for this, or for that matter world and India. So let's say I put total cases in India, total cases in world, total cases in West Bengal. So I need not to write for every state. I need not to write the query like if this is this, this is this. So what will happen? It will just map here and it will find the exact mapping. Fulfillment. So fulfillment are given by two ways. One is webhook. You can write any web service listener behind it, and then you can call the web service and get the data. The important thing here is it should be a a public IP, public IP address. The next is the inline editor, that is node.js. You need to provide your credit card details to enable this. And you need to know the node.js to implement this. Integrations, as I said, there are numerous platforms that it supports. You can see the list. It's actually a very long list. So that's how this works. So if I go and the right hand side, you can see here right now you can just write after writing the intents, entities and everything. If you want to test your chatbot, so let's say I just put hello intent. So see, it has given me a greeting. I will show you where I have configured it. Intent. So this is called response. So in the welcome intent, default welcome intent, these are the values that these are the utterances that I have configured, like hello. So it has matched when I typed hello, it has matched here, and this intent has come. Now it will check for this intent what is the response. So this is the response, and you can configure the response for uh, each and every platform, like for Telegram, for Facebook Messenger. You can test here also using that. So one more thing, there is a knowledge base you can always configure. If you want to configure the knowledge base from any website, so you can come and configure here the knowledge base. You can configure as a CSV format or a web URL format. So that's how it works. Uh, you can reach out to me via my LinkedIn if you have any queries. Thank you very much.
Friends, I hope you have liked our session, and if you have any query, if you want to ask any question, then you can contact us at iedc@hit.org, or you can contact our instructor Mr. Nitesh Srivastava at his LinkedIn profile. That LinkedIn profile is mentioned here. Thanks for watching us. Like our channel, like our video, subscribe our channel, and keep on watching High Tech Incubation Center. Thank you.